Today, I'd like to show you how metaFox.online works as a tool and how you can use it and how that connects to visual coaching. Now, first, let's ask the question, what is visual coaching? Most of us have learned coaching in a way that is mostly verbal. We learn how to listen well, we learn how to speak well, questions, paraphrasing, summarizing, all of these verbal skills, and thinking in mental models, circle of concern versus circle of control, personality types, and so on. But we always pretty much stay on this logical level, this speech level, the cognitive level in regular coaching. And that works as long as we are in the same space at the same time. And it works less well if we are working online with clients, because if we are working in person with somebody, we control the environment. We control the other person's attention. And that is something we cannot do as well if we're online. In my office, I can control how messy it is, hopefully not so much, how many distractions there are. If I'm putting a center of attention somewhere, a flower bouquet, for instance, I want to focus the attention of the person in front of me towards me or towards the conversation, but not anywhere around in the room. Now, if I'm at home as a client, of course, I have my phone ringing. I have some pop-up coming up on my screen here or there. I have any kind of distraction. My kids coming into the room. That actually might happen today to me. And we have all these distractions, and just having this verbal communication might not be enough to get full focus onto the conversation and to get back easily once you have been distracted. This means that we have three problems in online coaching, which I think currently there's no good solution for. Number one is an unclear focus. That is what I just told you about. So we can help the client by providing a visual structure, by showing everything that we say, also visually. Secondly, it is much harder to build trust, to create psychological safety in a pure online environment. And so working with tools, working with visual stimuli can help to create that psychological safety much faster. And lastly, in online coaching, we also often have a fragmented process because we might use a tool like Zoom, and then we might use one tool, one whiteboard where we document stuff. And then we might have, let's say, the strength cards. I use them and I show them in the video, right? But then I don't have a good recording of what we did. That means that what we're trying to do here is to create a solution that helps you working with people online in one-on-one coaching much more easily. And let me show you how that works with some demo slides I prepared with Susan Cho, a client that I have online coaching with. Let's jump in here. And we imagine that this is the discovery session. So our first session together. And these are the recordings. So in the very beginning, we of course do some chit chat, but then the main question is, what brings you here? And what is the goal for that coaching session? On here, I can easily record these answers a bit. We can refine them because the other person actually sees what is being written, right? So I can see my own words. From there, we might say, let's look into a bigger vision for the coaching process. Now, what is it like when we're finished? And choose a picture that reflects that vision. We describe it. What are the central elements for you? These are marked here in yellow. And then we talk about what do they actually mean for you? And then we have this interpretation level, which are the green post-its. I think all of that are things that you're already doing when you're working with clients. But this is just a way to add a visual part to the otherwise purely verbal process. From here, we can dig a bit deeper. Okay, we have that image, we have that vision. let's look at some other important aspects. For instance, who else is benefiting? Who is supporting you? What would the difference look like when this coaching process is successful? And in this scenario here, we have Susan, and she needs to get together two different worlds, the world of her family and private part and the professional part. I think it's a classic scenario, and find a good way to make that happen, to work around decisions that affect both of these worlds. And then in this first introduction session, we would then explore how our collaboration looks like. In this scenario here, we meet every 2 weeks for an hour. It's important that we're honest and clarity on what is really important for Susan, and always be very concrete because she wants to take action. And very lastly, we define the next steps, the homework, what needs to happen until the next coaching session. And here, this is about strengths, and she would do the strengths discovery survey, invite other people to give her feedback, and generally ask people in her surroundings how they perceive her. So we want to get some outside feedback. And from there, we would go to session 2 in 2 weeks. So far, everything I said and showed here are things you're already doing. The only question is, do I visualize them in a way that makes it easier for my client to digest and to move on? So what we're having here from a functional perspective is a coaching journey. And that means we have different clients, in this case, Susan, and we looked at the discovery session. And you could see that one session has several boards. And in the boards, I can use several tools. So the hierarchy that a software always brings is we go from client to session, from session to boards, and from boards to tools. Once I'm on the board, it's quite easy to bring up a tool. I have that side navigation bar here, and I have some standard whiteboard tools that I can use, like Post-its. We're building specialized tools for coaching you can use in those sessions. For instance, the picture card tool, where we currently have 6 different pictures that you can use. Those are 6 metaFox sets that we have usually also for sale in physical format. And then once you open it, this other pop-up comes up and you can make your selection here. Lloyd, question.
Max, I've been playing around with this already. Do you mind going back maybe 2 slides?
Of course.
Here. So the second column, third symbol, is just for a picture. What's the difference? No, go up. Yeah, that one. Just as a picture, that is, and what does that do as a function?
That is just upload an image. You can also upload any image that you want.
Okay, that's what I was trying to say. Is it just the cards or any image that okay, all right, cool.
That's just the upload an image function, and then we have picture card sets, and then we have word card sets here. Yeah. And just as you saw the picture cards here, we also have word cards that you can already use, value cards, strength cards, needs cards, beliefs cards, and 2 more. And also here, how does that look like when you are in the selection mode? These are the strength cards, for instance. We selected those, and this is then how it looks like, and I can select several cards here on the question, what are my strengths? At that point, it's really a question of your creativity as a coach to use the tool, but that's the same as with the cards in a physical format. And I want to give you also 2 more ideas of what's still coming, what we're working on. We'll soon have a constellation board function, a very simple one. We first build everything very simple, and then we improve. And here you can see that we'll have these different figures, partially in different colors. You can adjust the size, the orientation, and then you can do simple constellations here. For instance, in this case, we have 2 groups. The parents are focused on the sister, and my brother and I are over here doing our own stuff, moving outside of the board. And that could be a scenario in which I have a client, which is one of these figures over here, and we talk about how their family constellation was at a certain point in time and their experience there and how it shaped them. And secondly, we will also build the inner team feature very soon that brings in these figures. None of these images are final. It's just a draft for now, but so that we can work with inner voices and inner parts of ourselves, of our clients, and see where we have inner conflicts. And of course, other coaching features will follow, but these are the ones that we're currently working on and the ones that we already have in place. That's it for the slides. And now I would like to get some questions if you have some, or show you what I forgot to show you in the meantime.
I think it's not a question really, just more an ask to say the constellation board. I remember seeing it on metaFox and following it, but I don't quite. Are you ever going to do any coaching session for that, Max, at some point?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
When we have the feature, I think we'll also have to continually educate people on how to use the tools better. And that's going to be a step-by-step process for sure. We'll have more community calls on very practically using the features for sure.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Amy, any thoughts from your end?
Yeah, I have a question. I guess when it's physical cards, it's easier to use in a group setting, but I'm not sure about online coaching. Is it still possible to do with maybe 2 to 3 people at a time? Can it be done in setting then?
That's a very good question. With this software at the moment, that's not possible very well, I would say, because you have to use screen sharing at the moment. But we have another solution. Let me show you that, which is Icebreaker Online, which we built specifically for group use. But here you don't have a whiteboard function. This is more for groups where everyone can select one picture. And then I, as a facilitator, can decide when to share that. And I can also always say, okay, now Amy, it's your turn. And I show your image to everyone, and then we go to the next person. You can also use that. There's a free account that we offer. But we will also build all of this functionality, the app here, into the metaFox.online, so that in the end, I can do one-to-one sessions, very good, but also group sessions. So we want to have both in one platform, and we're building it one by one. Yeah.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Then perfect. Sharon, any questions from your end?
No, not at the moment.
Okay. Then lastly, let me share my screen again and show you how that practically works. So I am in the app. Sorry, let's go over here in the app. And very practically, I can create notes here if we're talking. So here we have Sharon, Lloyd, and we have Amy who are here, right? Of course, we can write down whatever we want. And then here I have the two features. And if I select here the word card feature, for instance, you can see that now I can select any of these card sets. If I click the other one, I can use these image card sets. And then in the future, we'll have here also scaling questions, the inner team, wheel of life, compasses, and also the constellation board. And I think now is a good time to actually try it out yourself and see if you can do it, because we want to make things as practical as possible. So if you don't have an account yet, then please go to Fox Online. You find the link in the chat. Create an account there and just click Quick Start in the left menu. And you're already in there and can try it out. Lloyd, you actually used it already, right? You messaged me.
I'm in there now.
Yeah.
So I've used and I've tried it, and yeah.
So Max, do we click on the try it for free and then set up the account? Is that what we do?
Yes, set up a free account. Everything is free at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Later it will be affordable, but at the moment everything is 100% free.
Okay, just give me a second.
Yeah. And of course, we will build more functions in the future. The collaboration feature, so that you can work with one or several people on the same board. The function that you can export all boards as one PDF, It's an obvious one. So you have the documentation already done, the other coaching tools I mentioned, and yeah, an easy way for you to implement all the materials that you already have, custom card sets maybe. So there's many ideas we have, and we're just going to build what people want most. And that's what we're going to build first.
And of the 6 picture sets you've uploaded, Max,
Yeah.
Is there any particular reason, Orion, or you just picked 6 that you could add, that's all?
We picked these 6, which include the favorites of most people. So that would be the World of Emotions, the Original, and the Growing Together. Then we selected one more for abstract images and the illustrations, just because they are not photos. And we took one more, yeah. But yeah, no, you want to have the faces one, and it's not there yet.
Yeah, but like I said, because I've got them now, I've got them as they're being delivered on Monday. So I've got one of the physical cards, but obviously it'll be good to, what I was hoping for is the ones that are not available as physical cards, could they be there in digital format? So I've got both sets, if it makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. Makes total sense. I think for now, we don't plan to upload a new picture card set right away here. Instead of that, we are working on the other mentioned.
What about I'm trying to look for the one, the kids, the one for the teens one, the one that you can use for teens. I've got a set.
Yeah, I think the Dreamland that is here, that's quite good for this.
Yes, that's Dreamland. Okay, yes, Dreamland. Sorry, yeah. Okay, cool. I just realized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there. Yeah, okay.
Okay. Sharon, is it working for you?
Yes, I just got in. Yeah, just playing around.
Sounds good.
My most requested are not there, Matt. Max, the how are you cards, the how are you ones, the ones that I shared in that post on LinkedIn. Almost every time I have a meeting with somebody now, they want to do the how are you feeling today?
Yeah, those are available here in the, but the word side, not the picture side.
It's the picture side that is popular.
That's a problem.
Look, I have them, I can do them on the other whiteboard, it's not a problem. But I mean, I'm sure you saw my post on LinkedIn yesterday. They're very popular overall. So it'll be good if ever you decide to add them, it'll be good.
Yeah. Okay, so you already request 2 more picture card sets. I get it. Okay. Let me write this down. Yeah.
The ones that you gave us free, the foxes and the bodies of water, the eggs, they're just how are you feeling ones.
Yeah. Now I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, if you can, please. I can add them as a picture, like I can.
Yeah, the scaling ones.
Yeah.
The scaling ones.
Yes.
Yeah, especially the eggs are very popular.
Especially the one that's got the bent edges. People are like, it's quite interesting, the kind of conversations that come up. That is really interesting.
Yeah. Okay, Amy, are you also managing to get into the software? Make it work for you?
Trying to upload a card and then drawing something on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Perfect. That sounds good.
Yeah. Got and just playing around with the icons there.
Okay. Then I suggest that we actually make 2 groups, the 2 pairs, and we talk a bit about what we can do in the software, maybe try some peer coaching. Very casual. We don't have to open the biggest topics, but just to work a bit with the tool. The more you do that, the better you become using it. I think it's just, let's take 15 minutes of practice, and then we have another 15 minutes to wrap up the call. And then you got a good intro to the software and how to use it. Okay. Let's say, where are the breakouts here again? Here. 2 breakouts. Create. Go for 15 minutes. And then I'm opening the breakouts, okay? You can do screen sharing yourself and see what you can do or not do. Perfect. Okay, let's go.
Oh no, we're not done. We need more time. We need more time.
We
We
could
just
not expect to
started.
finish that. For sure not. But I hope it already gave you an impression on what you can do here and how this works with the pictures and as well with the software. And to sum up your last point, and then we're all back here together, I think what you're looking for is playfulness, right? So the colors make it quite playful. It's not that real. The pastel colors, soft. Yeah. No?
The word that came to me was imagination, but I didn't go playfulness. Yeah.
Okay, and we go with imagination. Cool. How did it go for you, Amy?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm quite grateful to have met Lloyd. He's familiar with the things over there, and we talk about what happens. I was sharing without this kind of cards, I would have cut out magazines and then do a lot of pasting and coloring for vision boards. And so that's how I think we click about vision boards, how vision boards can actually talk about future. Yeah, and I think with the word future, personally, I find that if I'm able to articulate a future for myself, it gives me a sense of direction and it's hopeful. Yeah. So we spend a lot of time talking about our old memories of doing vision boards, really on paper, hard copies.
Really good.
Yeah.
Oh. We were exploring a bit more of the software, and then let me share my screen quickly.
Yeah, thank you.
Just to make it practical, we have the following question. What would you like to get out of the session in Singapore, the event in Singapore? Right, and Sharon shared what she would like to do here, selected an image, and we started talking about the image, and then the time was up, basically. Right, but very simply, just first defining where we want to go, hearing a bit the ideas so that we have them all already in our mind, what we're looking for, then looking for an image, and then describing the image. Then we could go on with interpreting the image much more and working with it if we wanted.
You want me to share what we did, Max?
Yes, sure.
It's not as tidy as yours. We're just going through it really as in terms of, so we talked about the features more than anything else. And that feature of showing the vision boards, we got there by saying that you could add a picture. Amy was of the view that you can only use metaFox pictures. I said, no, you can actually bring in a picture that is nothing to do with metaFox, but you can bring it into the system, which is where this came through. Then we went obviously using the post-it notes with the names. We then went into pictures, the ability that you can bring one picture, two pictures, or you can bring all the pictures for someone to choose. And then we also went into pictures, into word cards. So we were really going with the functions. One of the things that got us going when we're talking is it would be good if there was a function to reshape or cut some of these pictures. Because if you're doing, so for someone like Amy who does vision boards, is the actual cutting and art involved in shaping the picture and the colors that I think. So say this picture here, Max, could I shape it in a different, could it be anything else other than the shape it is?
Yes, but not. So what you can do is you can double click it.
Yeah.
And then you can shape it down, but it still will stay a
rectangle square.
Yes. You cannot shape it in
any other way.
Shape. You know, a rectangle will stay a rectangle, but you can shape it a little bit. If you say, I only want to have the red door from that image, for instance, you can do that.
And then the other thing we then did was just go into templates and just see the templates available. As to be fair, we were looking for the vision board template, but we didn't find it. But we knew there were some here that we just looked into. And then we talked about the fact that it automatically saves your session as
Correct.
well. Anything I've left out? Amy, you're on mute. Anything I've left out?
No, thanks, Lloyd. You basically covered what we have discussed as well.
Perfect. Anything I forgot to mention, Sharon? So they're
nope.
good enough? Okay.
Yeah, all good.
Perfect. Then I think our time is already running out for this 1 hour that we had. I hope you could take something away from this session, and I would like to record it. So let me do the last screen sharing of today and ask you, what are you taking from this session? What are you taking away from this session? And Lloyd, you can go first. I know you're good with talking.
Look, I think for me, I'm taking the functionality that you've got, Max, with regards to the fact that I can bring some things outside of metaFox and combine them like any other images, the templates, the easy of use. Having used a few whiteboards, I've struggled with getting exactly between concept board, Miro, and the Windows one. I think this is simple for me. The one thing that I think also might would have liked to see is if we are on the same whiteboard, could we have just the realization that this is Max and this is Lloyd? Could we, on other boards, they've got an arrow or something, not that where somebody is. That might be a functionality maybe in the future that will be added to it. But apart from that, I'm really impressed with what I've seen. I'm waiting to try the other features once we've got them ready.
So in collaboration, you would like to see who created which?
Yeah, so for example, me and Amy, I would like to be on the same screen as Amy. And if we're using the same, rather than now where I'm sharing, I want to be on the same, follow my arrow kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah. We will have to think how to do that best, but I'm taking this up. That's really good feedback. Thank you. Okay, Amy, what are you taking away?
Yeah, I guess just now where my question came from was about the collaboration where Lloyd is bringing it up. If let's say this space can be shared in a group, I'm looking forward to what kind of dynamics it can happen. That kind of energy that can come forth from a group can be quite different from just a one-to-one. And I think what I like about tonight was really the creativity and the power behind the cards and how they can play around with colors and words together at the same time. But of course, like if I look back at my old days when we do vision board with just pasting and all that, just now, which what Lloyd said, if we could cut the shapes and all that, that I thought would bring forth perhaps some creativity and empowerment in making it look a little bit more different. And the other part I really look forward to learning even back when you're coming to Singapore is that inner journey. What else can I discover about myself that I need to know at this season of my life?
Wait, let me write down that question.
Huh?
Let me write down that question. What do I need to know about myself
this season? Yeah.
That's a beautiful question.
Yeah, so I think that is what I'm looking forward to. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Lastly, Sharon.
Firstly, I want to thank Max and Lloyd and Amy. Every connection is unique, so thank you. I think I'm excited being introduced to the platform or the tool. I have to say that I have not tried it, so it was really the very first time that I'm playing around with the tool. So I think the takeaway for me is really I have to set aside time to really explore and really practice, as well as just using that for myself first, really know what it can bring, right, to the table before I start to invite coaches to try it out. Yeah. So I guess that's what I'm bringing away with me tonight. Yeah.
Perfect.
Max, I forgot to say, can you explain the assign client feature? What does it do?
Yes, of course. Oh, let me go back. So if you look here under clients, you can see that I have a list of different clients. Not all of them make sense. I cannot be my own client, but this is a test account. And we have here the client, for instance, Susie Sauer, okay? And you can see that we already had a couple of sessions with her, and each session has several whiteboards. All right, so we have the discovery session here with her, and we used 4 + 2 is 6 different boards. In this session, and here we just talked about job opportunities, and we only used one board. Now, I can create a new session if I click here, and it will ask me, what kind of session do you want to create? Or imagining I'm often running late on everything in my life, it happens. Let's say I just want to get started because I know that my client is already waiting in the Zoom room, right? So I just click start from scratch, bam. and I'm ready to go. And then what I can do is I can assign a client. Now I create a new one, or I say, okay, I was talking with Max now. And so this session has been now assigned to this client. This is just a way to categorize which session belongs to which client. You're muted. You're muted.
I was literally just saying, okay, no, makes sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then here in the home screen, we can see all the last sessions that I had. So here we were just here in the introduction to metaFox.online session. And yeah, I just created a client, which is called community calls, and yeah, documenting what we have here.
No problem. Thank you.
Perfect. With this, I say thank you so much. Have a nice evening. Have a nice afternoon. See you all very soon. Thank you so much for taking the time. And see you latest, I hope, in 2 weeks for the next call. If you have any specific topic that you would like to tackle related to coaching tools, mindset, skills, doesn't matter. Just tell me in the community. You can type there, I made a thread, or just text me personally, an email, WhatsApp, whatever, so that I can take it up in our topics list.
No,
Have a good evening. Have a good afternoon. See you soon.